Kane is in the building.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Draft Junkies, episode 7 coming at you this week. I'm Justin Tribble alongside Dakota and Jordan Richardson, the Brotherhood holding it down here. We are here to talk about cornerbacks this week for our positional rankings. Fired up about this, my favorite position.
Woo!
We're trying to get a little bouncy. We got like less than 4 weeks here. All right, let's get pumped. Number 1 cornerback, Jordan, who you got?
I got Greedy Williams. And I have Greedy Williams there because I think he's got the highest ceiling. He's long, got long arms, tested, well. I mean, he ran fast. He good press corner, got good ball skills, got nice hips, good turn. I'm not sure how competitive he is. There's a lot of times you look out there and it just doesn't look like he's trying. I don't know if that's kind of the I know I'm going to the NFL next year type thing, but upside all the way with that guy. He can, if he puts it all together and tries, he's a talent.
And I got Greedy Williams as well. Like he said, he's got long arms, great press. I think he's the best man-to-man corner in this class. And he's my number 1 over Baker and Byron for the fact that if you have to leave a corner on an island, like a lot of defenses you have to do, I think I would feel more comfortable with Greedy over one of the other guys. He really only knock I could say is his tackling ability, but I mean Deion Sanders is by most counts the best corner of all time, and he couldn't tackle a soul either. So
# business decisions.
It's a different era, though. Can we agree?
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Different era. Anyway, as always, I'm different. So my number 1 cornerback is DeAndre Baker, the most physical corner in this draft. I feel like if you want someone who has great ball skills but great play recognition, will come up and lay the damn stick on somebody, DeAndre Baker's your guy. I love it, everything about him. I think that he's going to be the hardest worker in this class. The only thing that I can say negative about this guy is I keep saying Deshaun Jackson. Like, he's a little arrogant kid, and he loves to showboat, and he loves to celebrate, so he's going to fit right into what the rest of the NFL already is, so we're excited about it.
Yeah. My number 2 guy is Byron Murphy from Washington. Ball skills for days. Ball's in the air, he thinks it's his. He'll come up and hit you. He ain't scared to get in there and run support. He's, a little smaller. He's shorter, but he's stocky.
Yeah.
He's not overly fast. He's not overly athletic, but ball skills. Get him off. Yep. He puts him at number 2 for me, easy.
At number 2, I got DeAndre Baker out of Georgia. He's a 3-year starter in the SEC. That really says a lot. He's versatile, really quick hips. Like you said, he's a really good tackler. I think he might even bump down to free safety down the line, not immediately, but down the line.
Potential's there.
Yeah. And he's my number 2 guy based purely on instincts. He's got the best instincts of any corner in this class, and maybe the best instincts I've seen in the last few years out of cornerback.
I agree. My number 2 guy is Byron Murphy as well. Ball skills, baby. Like, he'll go get it. I would like to see a little more from him in the man-to-man stuff. Like, I hope that we really get to see that coming out. But zone coverage, guys, like, you want somebody that's golden.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have heavy feet. His head's on a swivel. I mean, he's got that zone locked down. So I think Byron Murphy's going to make a hell of a cornerback in the NFL.
Number 3 for me is DeAndre Baker. Like y'all said, competitive. He sticks to receivers. He's got nice ball skills. He's got nice hips. My only thing with him is he's grabby.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a thing like last year, Packers number 2 pick, Josh Jackson. You see the ball skills, see ball, get ball, but he's grabby. And that really affected his, it led to a lot of penalties. And you can kind of see that a little bit with Baker. But, he can play. Competitive as any guy out there. So if he can learn to work his hands a little bit better, keep him off guys, he's going to be a hell of a player.
At number 3, I've got Byron Murphy. It's based purely on, I think Byron, other than the other 2 guys, he may just be a pure nickel. That's that's the main reason why I have him ranked below Baker or Greedy. He's ball skills for days, like both of y'all have been saying. Quick hips, not the best athlete, but I think in the nickel you can really cover that, his not being the most natural athlete up. And
Hey, I'll take a number 1. I'll take a nickel as a number 3 guy, though. I mean, I'll take that in the first round.
I would too,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I think that's
Passing lead.
Yeah, like
I really think that's what Packers did last year. Was I thought, well, Jair ended up being more than
I think
just a nickel,
Jair,
but
yeah, he can play your number 1, but ideally,
he's a
I
nickel,
think you
yeah.
put him in that nickel.
yeah, I'm good with that.
Oh
All
yeah,
day.
that's a starter.
Yeah.
Easy today.
Easy. My number 3 guy is Greedy Williams. I'm not going to argue with anything else said. I think that he is a sticky guy. He's a man-to-man guy. And if you had to leave him on an island, he probably is the guy to trust in this draft. However, you leave this guy to tackle somebody, it ain't going to happen. Greedy Williams, for me, is probably the most scared player in this draft. In top round talent, I'm saying. Like, he don't want none. Like, I was talking to you earlier, like, I can show y'all 3 missed tackles that I've watched on film, and I can show you 10 other corners in this draft that are making that tackle every single time. And Greedy don't want it. Like, you question the competitiveness. I question it totally around, and I don't think it's because you're no NFL caliber. I think it's just flat scared. And if you bring that into the NFL, that's worrisome. So for me, he does drop down a little bit. Of course, I expect him to be a top 20 pick or so, but I just think that for me, there's more question marks than a lot of people.
Yeah.
Real side note: do y'all think any of these 3 corners get drafted before the top 20, top 15?
No,
I can't see a scenario.
I could see before 20.
Yeah, before the Steelers pick a 20. No,
It wouldn't surprise me if someone says
yeah.
upside in these
Of
guys.
course.
You know, it's a passing league. You want these, corners, but it's not great.
Yeah.
It's not a great class to me. And like for me, like my number 4 guy, I just feel like after the top 3, potential wise, I feel like it really drops off.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me is Trayvon Mullen, and he's just kind of, he tested well at the combine, but everything else is just. It's kind of average. He's got good enough ball skills. He's got good enough feet, good enough hips. He's not a great tackler, but he tries.
Yeah.
So he's number 4 for me. He's got good size, good good arm length and stuff, but he's just kind of average. He'll be he could get the potential to be a nice number 2. I wouldn't take him till probably late second though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mullen number 4 for me.
Number 4 for me is the coolest name in this draft is Barakia Sin out of Temple. And I'm a lot higher on this guy than both these other 2 guys. But I just really think there's something in that Temple tough. He's big, nasty press corner. Best press of any corner in this class. We were talking about Greedy and Baker.
Yeah.
But he to me, he just really knocks him offline. If you watch the Buffalo game, he really gives Anthony Johnson, who's a top tier receiver in this class, a lot of trouble. He's really physical. I think he best fits a Tampa 2 scheme, but with him tackling ability, I think he's a great number 2 corner in this league for years to go.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. You're high on him, my friend, but you aren't as high as some of these guys on NFL Network today. They were ranking Rock up there like number 2 corner. I'm like,
yeah, putting him in the first.
Dudes watch football? Like,
I think he could sneak in the first because a lot of those teams later, like the Patriots, who value toughness.
I just don't see it. I don't see a first round guy.
I don't. I'm with you, but yeah.
Sounds like we could have our first bet.
Uh-oh.
Have our first bet.
Okay.
That's
a good one, too, because it's
you want to make it here?
2-man out?
I'm not confident enough to say he's a first rounder. I'd be confident.
Yeah.
I'd be confident enough to say he's a top 45 pick.
I think you got a better backpedal.
Okay. Yeah, number 4, my guy is Trayvon Mullen as well. And like you said, like he's average. He's a guy, but he shows flashes of doing some really good things. And I think that being in Clemson, I think it's really going to help him. I don't have a lot to say about the kid. I think that he just he's a good corner.
Yeah.
Good's flat. I
You
mean,
know-
that's as good as it gets.
Yeah. My number 5 guy, best name, not a first rounder, Rocky Sin. He's tough. He's going to come up, run support all day. He's struggled a little bit to adjust to speed coming up to Division I, but I think he's, he tested well enough. I think he's fast enough. He'll come up and hit you. I think he's pretty scheme dependent. I think he's more in your face press. I don't think you could put him in zone and expect anything of him. But if he goes to the right team, I think he's good. I think he'd be a solid number 2 guy.
My last guy is, please somebody help me out with this. Amani
Oruwariari.
There you go.
Something like that.
I'm gonna go with
I've been practicing it a little more. I keep hearing it.
I've heard it so many different ways.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard it a ton of different ways too.
Penn State cornerback.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all I know.
He's big. He's got really good press, good hands. And my biggest question with him was when I watched the film, I said, this guy's a top 5 corner all day, but I didn't see the speed. And he comes out the combine and runs sub 4.5. Well, this guy answered the only question I really had about him.
Speed is there.
He's gonna be a value kind of guy. Like somebody's gonna get a really good corner on day 2.
My number 5 guy is a guy that I think could end up being a top 2 corner out of this class, and that's Justin Lane out of Michigan State. This kid has all the tools. He's gritty. He fights at the line of scrimmage, and he hates to lose. Like, I mean, he's got a little temper too, and he shows it, but he's just, I mean, the footwork, the hands, it's all there for him. If he can put it all together coming to the NFL, getting a good scenario with the defense, that, hey, I like me some Justin Lane. I got a lot of
You
faith in
see
that
a
kid.
lot of people really, he's rising up.
Yeah.
He's a converted wide receiver, so he's got
So-
hands.
Exactly. I read that too. So, I got big things popping for Justin Lane. I
He's
expect
really the
a big
late
thing.
riser in this
Yeah.
class.
Yep.
So corners. Rocky Sin
Yeah.
making the bet now or no? The fans want it.
I'll make a top 45, but I'm not gonna bet first round.
I need a top 32.
Hey, 45. You won't give me 13
Weak.
picks? Come on.
I can't give you 13 picks. That's a lot of corner need back there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's it for positional rankings corners. I believe we only have 2 positions left, right?
Yeah.
Linebackers and tight ends.
Yep.
And we'll be done with all this. We'll be headed right into the draft. It'll be a big thing popping. So, all right. Up next, of course, it's going to be love them or hate them. So y'all stay tuned. Welcome back to Draft Junkies. We're about to start our love them or hate them segment. Of course, Jordan's favorite segment. But anyway, my first guy, I'm going to you this time, Dakota. Darius Slayton, Auburn wide receiver. Love him or hate him?
Oh, absolutely hate him. Break that heart 3 times. And it's weird. Yeah.
Elbow drop. Ricky Steamboat.
Oh, yeah. But he, as a guy who really likes athletes, he's a great athlete.
Yeah,
Tremendous athlete. Can't run routes. Can't catch the ball. I don't
That
see.
seems important.
It seems important for a wide receiver. I mean, he can stretch the field. So, I mean, I don't honestly think, what are you going to be hoping to get out of this guy? A special teamer? He's never returned kicks or punts. So,
Hey, I gave this guy to you because you don't love anybody but athletes.
well,
So-
you found.
So I had to prove to you that some athletes don't got it.
You got me.
So- So,
Well played.
so here we go. It worked.
It did.
All right.
My guy for you is Hakeem Butler, wide receiver, Iowa State.
Hakeem the Dream, all love. All love. I don't, like we were talking about earlier, I'm not sure he should be bunched up, like you said, with the top guys, but I think top of the 2nd round, love him. I mean, this guy is an athlete. He is a highlight reel catch waiting to happen. And, man, if he's not the most mean, dominant yards after the catch guy in this
That's my
draft,
favorite thing about
He-
him.
he goes hard. And he'll block, important in the run game. The only thing with him is as many of the highlight reel catches as he makes, he's got drops. He's got some drops.
Yeah.
And it may be, concentration or whatnot, but you take the good with the bad with this guy. Wingspan, man, catch radius for days. I think a guy like Hakeem for Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they don't have a second round pick, so that may be tough, but I would love to see him with
Early
Lamar.
second.
Yeah.
See that?
Yep. I could see probably 32 to 52. I don't really know the players,
Somewhere
but I
there.
think he's somewhere in those top 20 of the second round. And he could sneak in the first round. Someone may love him, but he can play. Big heart. All right, Justin, for you, I'm going to give you Mr. I know you love corners. We just got through
Love
talking
corners.
corners. I didn't figure this guy was going to be on top 5 list.
Yeah.
So, but I've seen a lot of people talking about him. So, Sean Bunting, cornerback, Central Michigan.
Sean Bunting.
What did I do? Oh no!
Hate him.
Oh,
Listen, and here's what I hate about the guy. He's probably one of the most over-aggressive corners that I've seen on film. And what I mean by that is he's the guy that he ain't letting you go after 5 yards. He's got a hold of the jersey. He's knocking you around. I mean, he's got inconsistent feet. It's just, whatever you want to name it, this guy's got problems with it. I mean, he's going to be one of those guys, for me anyway, that's the 6th or 7th round, and you hope that you can teach him. But for me, I just don't even see it.
people just keep talking him up.
I know.
I mean, didn't know what I was missing.
He wasn't missing anything. He can tackle.
He's a physical
He's not
tackler.
scared to tackle. And I said that earlier. I really like that. But as far as guarding NFL wide receivers, no way. And even the talent that he played against playing for Central Michigan, like, he didn't do it. He didn't have it. Just, above that.
I
It's
thought
not
I
there
had
for
to be
me.
missing something because people just keep moving this guy up.
Yeah. Undertaker. Don't want no part of it. All right, Jordan. So my guy for you is Dakota Allen, linebacker out of Texas Tech, and Last Chance U.
I am all about the love today.
Loving some Dakota
Loving.
Allen.
Dude's competitive. He flies sideline to sideline. He'll get stuck on blocks. He's not a super big guy, but today's NFL, he can drop back in coverage. He can cover. He runs. He's rangy.
Yeah.
Gotta love him. He'll hit the gaps on some blitzes too. He's a heat-seeking missile. Sometimes, he's not. He needs to learn to wrap up a little bit better, but he's a fun player. And watching Last Chance U, you kind of root for the guy a little bit.
I think he's gonna make it though.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Like me and you were talking about, he seems like the only person from Last Chance U that actually tried to change,
Yeah.
get better in his
Yeah.
life.
And look at him now.
Probably 4th, 5th round for me, but I mean he's gonna be a player on somebody's team.
Like it.
Oh,
Like
show.
it.
All right, my last guy for you, Mr. Sharif Miller, edge, Penn State.
I've been back and forth with this all
Oh.
week, so I'm gonna go with hate.
Oh, you finally made up your
I
mind.
made
huh?
up- I made up He has some tools and great first step, but to me he gets way too high. His pad level is way too high. He tries to win with power too much. Whenever it looks like he's a good athlete, tested decently well, he should be trying to win more with speed instead of power. But he's just all bull rush. I don't like him.
Do you think? Because a lot of people said he shouldn't come out. Do you think
He-
staying another year
Yes.
at Penn State would have made any kind of difference for him? Because, like you said, he's got tools,
He's got some tools.
but
Love his
yeah.
first step.
yeah,
Off the line, he jumps off the line. Yeah, he could have stayed another year. I see him as probably a 4th, 5th round guy that would have came back, maybe been in the first round discussion if he could have cleaned up some of them areas.
he'll make a team.
Yeah, he's got situational guy.
Yeah.
My guy for you is Lucas Dennis, safety at BC.
Hating.
Oh, so much
So
hate
much
today.
hate today.
I'm all the love. You guys hate.
Hating. We talked a little bit before, of course. Me and Dakota had some extra time together. We were waiting on this the other day, so we were talking before, and there's a lot of things to like about Lucas Dennis. Like, he's got some good range, he's got some good ball skills, but, man, he don't want nothing to do with tackling at all. And I just feel like playing again. You know, he played Boston College. Anyway, you see him against teams like Florida State, Clemson, you know, above average teams, really good teams. And he wants none of it. You know, he doesn't want to tackle. The wide receivers are just tearing him apart. Like, for me, I don't like him. Dakota likes him.
I think he's going to be a good value pick.
And like they said, like 5th, 6th round, like this guy get back there, you get him in a good defense. Hey, more power to you, but don't seem to feel it. Okay?
Ball skills, right? Didn't he have a...
He had
a buttload of interceptions.
He had production.
Yeah.
Ball skills.
He wasn't. He's not the nastiest tackler, physical tackle, but he will tackle. He's just not going to be the guy that Brian Dawkins you. He's like, hey,
but
down.
Me and you were talking before. Like for me in this, and I love corners. Like I say it all the time, I love corners so much. I love defensive backs, but in this era, like if you're not willing to come up and really hit someone, your ass is worthless. And a lot of the corners now, like we talk about Greedy, if Greedy ends up being like Dion back in the day, like how long is he going to last?
It's going to run right in.
Exactly. Well, why would you not? Saquon is going to eat that poor kid.
Derrick Henry.
Oh, don't talk about that. Nasty. Anyway, so love him or hate him. Lots of hate.
I was all love.
Lots of love. Ricky Steamboat over here loving everybody today. Anyway, coming up next, team needs and fits for the AFC East. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Draft Junkies. It is time for our team needs and fits. The AFC East is going to be represented today. Of course, we're just going to start it out with the New England Patriots. Y'all want to talk about it real quick? There's not much to talk about.
We
but
have to.
Tight end?
Tight end.
Tight end?
Tight end.
Which one?
I think they're going to try to move up.
I agree.
They got a ton of picks.
We all keep saying that. So.
I'm sure they want Hawkinson. So if he starts to fall a little bit, you know, because you never know about tight ends. You know, he's top 10 talent, but you know, OJ Howard was a stud too, and he didn't go to what 19. So you know, you see Hawkinson start to trickle down a little bit.
I think if they stay where they're at, it's Irv Smith.
Yeah.
If they go up, they want Hawkinson.
Yeah.
I don't think. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Noah Fant's not on the radar, but
he doesn't seem to fit.
They want the guy that they can throw it to. So,
you think it's time to draft a quarterback?
Yeah.
All those picks, throw a dart.
Who is it though?
They got a lot of picks on day 2. Who'd be that day 2 guy? That Ryan Finley.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about Ryan Finley. Your boy Thorson.
Dime dropper. Thorson's getting a lot of love, and I like it. Like he deserves it.
Will Greer, maybe.
And that was, and the Will Greer thing that came up forever ago. I feel like so.
Maybe. You know, to me, that's kind of where Daniel Jones deserves to be. Is late first round.
Next.
Late first round. You think he's that good?
I don't.
Next team.
He shouldn't even be in the first round discussion to me.
I think
Daniel Jones is going to be just fine wherever he goes.
Okay. Can we make a bet on that somehow?
It can only be answered.
Can we make a long-term bet on Draft Junkies right now?
I'd take one. How do you do it? 5 years down the road?
Better career?
3 years from this date, I think that Daniel Jones' stats, now I don't know where he's going, but I think that Daniel Jones' stats will be equally comparable or better than Kyler Murray's.
Take it. I said, I'll take that right now.
There you go.
I said, I'll take that one all day.
Kyler's going one to Arizona, and they suck. So he might not get anything.
But he can run.
He's going to more. Kyler more rushing yards.
Go to New England. Come on, Daniel Jones. All right. Anyway, so what's your thoughts on the New York Jets, Jordan?
You know they've got Le'Veon Bell now, so running back's not a big need. I think they missed out on Anthony Barr because he's a dickhead, and went back to the Vikings. But pass rusher, I think that's the number one. You know, whether it's coming inside from a Quinnen Williams or an outside from Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I don't. They'd probably jump for joy if they got a chance at Nick Bosa, but I think he's pretty firm at 2. So I think they want to trade down.
That's what I was going to say. Some trade back scenarios.
If they could trade back, far enough down. We were talking about him earlier, but DK Metcalf, I needed true number 1.
Yeah.
Field stretcher like that, but that's probably too early for him. But I think pass rusher is the main thing for me.
So what about, let's say, pass rusher outside of round 1? If they do trade back, like they get some picks, like who's somebody you see outside of round 1 they really like?
Let's see.
On the spot him every time.
Yeah, he gets me. He gets me every time.
Shane Exhibit. Can't say his name either.
Yeah. Outside of round 1, who's a guy who has just been absolute trash this offseason, but film is Ja'Kai Polite. I mean, the tape's there. He's a quarterback assassin. I don't know what's happening with the guy this offseason. He looks like he's gained it. He looks like he's just been chilling in a Wendy's parking lot,
He's just struggling.
like he's
Getting
just
the
living off biggie bags. I don't know what's up with him. Tested poorly.
Y'all stop making fun of Wendy's. They're going to call us.
But
No, we're all about the biggie bags.
yeah, clear supporter of the biggie bag. But yeah, he's the kind of guy that you could get later.
Yeah.
There's pass rusher as good as it is. It's going to be real top heavy. There's going to be some studs that go in the first round, but then it does tail off a little bit.
So, the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh.
What do you think?
Man, they got a lot of holes. They need that true number 1 receiver. Is 9 too high for a DK? I think the best case scenario, they need offensive line help. Protect Josh Allen. Protect the franchise quarterback. Jonah Williams. Whoever you deem as your number 1 guy. I think that's the best case scenario for them.
And we all keep putting one there. I feel like every time we mock, I feel like there's a tackle or some sort of offensive lineman.
I think
They could use a tight end as well. They could use Hawkinson or a fan.
a good spot for Hawkinson. Also, like defensive tackle.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
That may be a good prime spot for Ed Oliver. They got to replace Kyle Williams, longtime defensive tackle there.
We keep jumping in these bets and stuff, but what's up with the Ed Oliver stuff? Like, is this dude going to be a top 10 pick?
He should be.
I feel like every time I see a mock, it's between 10 and 20. But every time that, there's risers, everybody says, Ed Oliver, he's rising. Is he going in the top 10?
I think he deserves to go in the top 10. I think he's a top 10 level player. But, I mean, it's a deep draft with edge rushers. With edge rushers, quarterbacks are going to go. Whether they deserve it or not, people trade up for quarterbacks. So there's probably 3 spots with all the edge rushers. He could very well fall, just based solely on the fact that he's
280 pounds.
Yeah.
But moving like a damn Mack truck.
He's up there.
I got him at number 5 or 6.
I think I've got him at 4.
I just can't see a scenario where he falls out of the top 10. And I keep trying to find the team he's going to go to. I can't find it, but that's not my point. My point is, holy shit.
I think the best case scenario probably is Buffalo.
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes 4 to the Raiders. Like, that's the spot where he could deserve to go. I don't know that he'll go there. I think they've got other players they probably like more. But he's a top 10 player all day. If he falls out of the top 10,
please
go get him.
Please.
Put him.
Let him get one guy.
Please. Give me one guy I want.
I want to bring up the Miami Dolphins as the next team. Everybody keeps saying quarterback. Everybody keeps talking about it. And I've been on the train since the beginning of all this. And look, they should wait. The rumors are they really love Tua. A lot of people do. But if you really, really love someone, you can't just go trying to fall in love with anybody. Like, I'm not saying that Daniel Jones Ryan Tannehill 2.0, as y'all call it. Like, not saying that you should pass on him, just, but, man, why would you take him? Like, you need to help other positions. You have defensive help all over the defense. You just traded Robert Quinn. You need to get young in that position. You need corners. You need a safety now. Like, you're trading your whole defense away, and you hired a defensive coach. Like, you've got to build the D back up. For me, this is not the year to be thinking quarterback. If you want to think quarterback, think Will Greer in the second and third round. Think one of the Clayton Thorson, some of those guys. Go after guys that you truly believe in. Those people that can help your football team.
He's allergic to the Dolphins.
I know. What the hell? Number 13?
They're the only, or whatever the year was, but they're like the first team since way back when to lose their leading passer, their leading rusher, their leading receiver, their leading sack guy all in 1 year.
But I love it.
All that's gone. Like, they've got to accept rebuild.
But I love it, and I really do. Like, I love it. I think that it's great that they're going to do the full rebuild because you've got a new coach with a new mindset. Like, it's perfect to do that right now. You got to make sure you hit. You got to hit.
I think personally with the Dolphins, if a quarterback falls to 13, I don't think Daniel Jones is the guy.
Yeah.
But if a Drew Lock, Dwayne Haskins, if they fall to 13, I think they'll take a quarterback. Now, I don't think with the team they have that they want to go trading, getting too far up where they've got to give up a next year's first.
Yeah.
Because the next year's first is probably going to be a top 3 pick type thing. But I still, I know they probably like Tua and stuff, but if someone falls, I think they snatch them up. But I think they would probably just be just as content to draft a Brian Burns or some pass rusher, somebody there at 13. But I don't believe if a quarterback falls to you like that and you need a quarterback, you just don't pass on them.
No, I agree.
Whether you're looking at the future or not, you can't tell all 53 of those guys in the locker room, hey, we're going to wait till next year.
But hang on. Step back, though. You signed Ryan Fitzpatrick, who ain't no slump. Like, I mean, you've got a quarterback. Now, and you know that.
But he's a bridge guy.
I agree 100%. But you don't necessarily, like, I'm with you. Like, I'm not saying don't take the quarterback, but I am. Like, next year's class, y'all, like, I don't care. They're going to pick in top 10 next year.
No,
the Dolphins are. And guess what? There's going to be 4 quarterbacks I know of that are going to be elite. So, and they're going to be better than every quarterback in this draft. So, we'll see, huh?
No.
Shut up, Justin. We'll see.
Time will tell.
Oh, is there any kind of, can we word that to a bet? It would be a hypothetical type thing. If a quarterback is on the board at 13, and
First
you
round
think
talent.
let's say the top 3.
Top 3.
We can agree with the top 3 quarterbacks. Well, you don't like Kyler, but you assume let's just say we know he's going number 1, right?
That was my trash emoji.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you pretty well can accept after
it.
all you're fighting.
Accept
you
it.
can accept that he's going
Good luck,
number 1.
Arizona.
So, top 3. If Haskins or Locke is on the board, you're with me, right? Like,
Haskins or Locke gets to Miami.
if
and
they are they taking him or are they passing on him?
I think they have the choice. I think. What do you want to take a shot this
You take
year?
Okay. So no bet. Okay.
You know what? No. I feel like 13's, that's a low number for a quarterback. You feel that way?
Like, what do you mean?
Like if I asked you right now, like we're talking mock drafts, if I asked you when's Haskins going, what do you think? Truthfully.
I still think he's going 6.
Okay. So, do you feel like that 13 gets a little low for a guy like Drew Lock and Haskins? Like, I think if it got to Miami, are you at the point where, like, all right, what's wrong with these guys?
I mean, not really, because I I've got them ranked lower. Like
Let's just get down to it. You know what? The Miami Dolphins aren't taking a quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit who's on the board.
13. Okay. What's the bet?
I'll chug for days. I don't care.
All right. We got it.
Anyway.
But I mean, it's a moot point if no quarterback's there.
No quarterbacks.
But if a quarterback is there, if Drew Lock somehow falls,
Don't do it, Miami.
and the Dolphins pass on him, chug. That's a good one.
All right,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Y'all
You're
keep trying to get me into taking stupid bets.
babysitting.
Your bet's from 3 years from now. We ain't going to remember it.
Anyway, so that's it for our team needs and fits AFC. We get to move on to the NFC next week. We're all excited about it because that's where our teams lie. But moving on to the NFC next week. So, y'all got anything to add to this? Wrapping it up. We're going to be 3 weeks out next time we come back.
Getting there.
Pumped?
Getting there. Eat some good food.
Oh, yeah.
Do a little drinking. You
Go watch Avengers.
Yeah. Avengers in there, baby. Yes.
Yeah, me drinking a little more than others, yes.
Yeah.
My house, my rules. Anyway, so make sure you follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. Get ready for our mock-out competition for the fans and our social media brothers out there. We're going to be gearing up for y'all. I'm Justin Tribble, Jordan Richardson, Dakota Richardson. Thank y'all for watching.
Kane is in the building.